My good people, yes. Thursday, recruiting 101 is back. Y'all kept saying we need to do recruiting. Maceo, you don't do no recruiting talk no more. These children need you out here. Well, look who I got. Danielle Lipscomb, everybody. She's
Hey,
down at Georgia. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Danielle, the floor is yours. Introduce yourself, Danielle Lipscomb.
as he said, I am Danielle. Thanks for having me, Maceo. I am an athletic academic coordinator at Georgia Tech. I've been here since April, but I've been all over. But right now, I work with women's volleyball, men's golf, men's tennis, and men's basketball. And I also have my own life coaching business.
I love it. I love it. Now, Danielle, tell them about your journey because you didn't just get to Georgia Tech. You've been doing this for a while. So give them your journey and how you got to this point. Because a lot of people want to know how this happened. How this happened?
For sure. So I've been in the game for about 6 years now. As you know, Macy, I've been all over. I started off at MTSU doing recruiting, but it was cool. But you don't get the like one-on-one. You only get the kids that may be there or the student athletes
Right.
that's coming in. So you don't get to see them the whole 4 years. So I would start off with recruiting. As most people know, my auntie worked at Langston Hughes. So when I would come home on the holidays, I would work with her at Langston Hughes with football as far as like academics. And that's where my heart really was. But what some people don't know is that once I graduated from MTSU doing recruiting, I came back to Georgia Tech for tutoring for a year.
Mm.
So life comes at you full circle at this point.
Right.
Because,
Right.
here in 2017, then I ended up at Mizzou for grad school. Go Tigers! And so then we had I worked with football there and women's golf where I did academics. I was assistant academic coordinator there. Then my journey took me to Indiana. I guess I can't get out the Midwest. So I decided to go to Purdue. I worked with football there for 2 years, 2019 through 2019 through 2020, somewhere around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Football. Yes, we beat the Ohio State. Let's come correct. That was the year we beat the Ohio State. I just want to be correct about that, please. And then I was at EKU where I was the assistant director over all of football and I ran football by myself. Had a lovely time there. My coach did not play that. So we was tied in hands in hand. And then I got here April 11th at Georgia Tech and I've been in academics for a while. That's my passion, but I also believe in developing them outside of their sport and letting them know like you are bigger than your sport, but what are you going to do outside of your sport?
Right. I'm glad that we're talking academics because academics is the most important part. What are some of the things that you think high school students need to understand in their preparation for this recruiting process? Because academics that's the whole shebang, basically.
Right. So I think for me, it's important because you have to realize like, what are you going to school for, right? So you got to start now. Okay, like don't start junior year, senior year. I need you to start freshman year because that's important. I think dual enrollment is very important. Some people don't know that. But why spend 2 years working on your core classes, math, English, and science, when you can have that already out the way? Right. I have people who come in and bring 30 credits. Cool. So now you got 2 years. Hear me out. You got 2 years to get an undergrad. Then you can do 2 years with a master's. Or, you have to make the time for yourself. You have to be able to say, okay, they using me for this sport. How can I use them for more degrees? You got the ACT. Please prepare for that. Do not wait till senior year to take it because if your scores are not where they need to be, you're going to have to take it again to get in certain classes. I also believe in doing your research, Macy. I'll be so tired of people coming to me and being like, I remind you, I'm at Georgia Tech. So this for the parents who help them do the research because they'll come to me and say, hey, can I do criminal justice? Macy, we a tech school. So where you see criminal justice? I don't understand. Do your research. Like,
right,
cool,
right.
But do your research. It starts there. Even it's like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So how you practice is, to me, that explains how you come to academics. If you take practice serious, then you'll take academics serious. But if you like the lollygag and BS at practice, then you gonna come to me and think, well, grades aren't acceptable either. So just really, now is the time to lock in. Not in college, not senior year. And make a list of your top schools, please. Don't go and be like, I don't know what schools I want. It's time for you to start to lock in immediately.
I like what you just said. As far as and this is part of the research part you're talking about, you have to know the school that you're interested in, what do they offer? Like you say, if you're a criminal justice major, you're probably not going to Georgia Tech. If you want to be like, you have to do your research, everybody. That is so important. And I think so many times, Danielle, kids, and I ain't talking about the parents yet, we're gonna get to them, but the kids sometimes they watch so much TV, or they kind of they try to pay attention, like, if they watch their sport and they like these guys, players do the introduction, Bobby criminal justice or business management, and then everybody says, well, that's what I want to major in. Like, how do you really know you want to major in that? Is that just something you see on TV? Or so I like that part to talk about research the school.
Yeah, I have people who come and be like, I want to do sports management. Okay, well, Georgia Tech does not offer sports management, but we offer business classes that circle, the concentration could be management, sports management. So that's my only thing. Like you said, that's very important. Like, even if you got a list of 5, I think you should do your research on your 5th school, because you don't know your top one that you might not even play for. You might ride a bench for 2 years. That 5th school can help you get to where you need to do. Like I said, like, they using you for your, for your athletic skills. Use them for the degrees. Do dual enrollment. You got 2 years to do what? Why would I sit here and waste time to do English, math, science when I can do 2 years in my core classes and then do 2 years getting a master's degree? Like, use the time wisely is all I'm saying.
Use the time wisely. So you've been doing this like 6-7 years now, and it seems like every year recruiting changes. What are some of the biggest changes that you've witnessed just being in it every year?
We all know the answer to that, man. NIL. I
didn't know we was gonna touch that so early.
We're not gonna really get into that, but right now. But
you're in the heart of it, Danielle. So it's like you. I know you're getting that question, and you're getting that question from everybody. So let's talk about it.
If we want to get into it, man. So NIL is very important. However, I'm gonna speak my piece. It's not fair across the board. But I say that to say, because you got, let's say you come to school A. School A only gonna offer you $20,000. You go to school B, they got $50,000, but you might be the 3rd string. Then they got the quarterback. Like, your quarterback gonna always make more money. Your quarterback gonna always never sign jerseys. Okay, like, he gonna always, and it's not across. It's even across school. Like, I'm at a school where they big on Waffle House in the city, so we getting deals for Waffle House. Cool, but
you better know it.
but you go somewhere else, and they don't. They getting deals for Lamborghinis. We ain't gonna speak on Roll Tide. But for Chargers, like, okay, like, I want to ride in a Charger too. So I think that's the change is in NIL, but it depicts, in my opinion, it depicts on what you like, why you're going to school. Because now you're gonna go to a school for 4 years and only get $20,000. Why, when you can go to a school, get $50,000 and play all 4 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you get for a degree? So they don't. It's not. It takes away from back when we was in school, we didn't have money. You know what I'm saying? So we was focused on the grind. We was focused on the hustle. We was doing what we was doing 25/8. Now it's like, well, I want to go to school because they offering me a Papa John's deal and I get $20,000 if I get 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's a difference. I think social media has also played a difference. Because school A could be posting Lamborghinis and pool parties, while school B over here posting learning assistants at academic centers. Which one you gonna look for? You ain't really worried about academics right now. But when you get there, at school A, everything that good is ain't gold. So while you was over there looking at Lamborghinis, how they gonna help you with your IEP or your learning difference? That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to what's going on. So I would say that. And also, I think for me, it's important because, again, I'm a life coach. So for me, the well-being side of things, you got to make sure, like, it's a sense of belonging. And sometimes that ain't there in the recruiting. Like, the changes are not there. Like, oh, we want you here. We want you to be the 1st string, blah, blah, blah. But how do people know, like, shoot, once my mama dropped me off, how I know I'm taken care of?
Right.
How I know if something pop off, I'm going to be okay with, the coaches that my mom has left in their hands. So I just think you got NIL, social media, a sense of belonging. I mean,
and it's funny you say that, because I've always believed Well, this is one of my thought processes when I talk to students and I talk to parents about recruiting. One of the things I always tell students, like, you have to understand, after your mom drop you off, once they jump back on the highway, they're gone. Can you mentally see yourself being comfortable in this spot for 4 years, 5 years? You're gonna be there at least 4 or 5.
Absolutely.
You know, so I don't think we talk about that enough, because I think so many times, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, people fall in love with just, okay, that's that school. Not understanding that, listen, it's so much more that's gonna go into, like, when your season is over, like, you still have to, like, live.
No, like that's the important part for me. Is like, when, like you said, when you get dropped off when the season over, what they doing? They like, okay, bye, we'll talk to y'all in August when the season started again. Or it's like, hey, I need you to come do this internship. Or y'all still grinding the off season. Or it's like, are they still feeding y'all? Because I done been a part of a program where he's still feeding them in the off season. But that's important, because you don't get paid like that in the off season. So to me, it's the little things. To me, it's like you scavenging for money, for pennies at the end of the week, or your coach said, look, we're going to feed y'all every Tuesday and Thursday.
We got you.
But like you said, like, you got to, it's for them, it most definitely is, oh, it's a school for me. Right. It's a school for you, but everything that glitters ain't go what it look like. Believe everything of, only believe half of what you hear and everything that you see, because on the visit, may tell everything, it's all good. They gonna say best things
Red
out.
carpet everywhere.
Okay. But that's the thing, ask around, ask the people. To be honest, myself, ask nutrition. What y'all plan is, like, what is y'all plan for me? Because at the end of the day, when you come in 190, when you leave in 3 to 4 years, you're still gonna be 190.
I hope not. Yeah, there's no development. There's no development.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what people don't like. Focus on your strength and conditioning coach. Look at the pictures on the wall. Who he developing? Who's into the league? Like, is it people that still look the same when they came in 3 years ago? Or it's just the little things for me. It's the little new. Academics is important too. Like, do you want to coach? I was a part of a program, and I love this coach to this day. He was like, they don't pass 9 hours, I'm cutting them. They didn't pass 9 hours. He cut them at the end of the semester. That's important to me. You making my job easier. Like, but as a coach, he's holding you accountable, because most people don't know about APR. But it's important. Like, most people don't know. Like, you can break it down. It's a science. It's a method to the madness here. Like, you have to break it down to APR, where it's like you got retention rate, you got graduation rate. Like you said, like, do your research. Like, they gonna tell y'all, we got an 86% graduation rate. Do y'all, or is it a 76%? Like, 100%. Shout out, go Swarm Buds, because we graduate 99% of our student athletes.
Without a doubt. Georgia Tech. Yes. All you I ain't gonna be petty today. But and it's funny, because you talked about APR, and when the APR not right, schools lose money. Like, scholarships are taken away because some of y'all are getting on campus, and in 2 years you washing out, and you count against the APR number, as one of the Georgia Tech greats, Ken Swilling, has just chimed in. The legend at Georgia Tech, Mr. Ken Swilling. What up, K Swill?
But it's important for me, I feel like, because coaches, and that's another thing. When I say, like, start in high school, like I said in the beginning, right? Like, start in high school, because coaches are also looking to see, like, you're going to be a detriment to my team, or you're going to help the APR. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing, like, while you're here? I want you to be an athlete. But it's coaches that I know are like, his GPA ain't right, I can't even do it. Like, or he's going to be a struggle student, I don't want you. Like, because I don't have time to put up with that and trying to win games.
Right. Let me ask you this, Danielle, because do you think that, and we're going to talk about the high school kids, and we kind of touched on, we're going to kind of go back to it real quick. Do you really think that high school athletes and the parents, do you think they don't take that GPA serious enough? And then all of a sudden, I think I want to play college football, but then you so far behind the 8 ball that you put yourself in a tough spot.
Again, Matthew, what I say, start sophomore year, start freshman year. Like, you wait until junior year, senior, then you wonder why you getting recruited from no offense to community colleges, I love a good community college, but then you wondering why, like, you got to go JUCO first because you ain't had a GPA. Like, no, they don't. They don't care. Listen, most people, when it comes to athletics, most people don't care until it's time to care. So they don't care until it's like, okay, this is my senior year. I'm at a 2.1, a 2.0, but I got to get to a 2.5 or a 2.3. Like, you had time to do that. You
Right.
had time. Yeah, you trying to hurry up the last semester. I've been in situations, Macia, where I'm looking at the transcript and they like, well, we gotta wait till this semester end to see if he gonna get the 2.3. Like, why make somebody go through that when I have people who coming in and I'm like, oh, he got a 3.0, he good, I ain't worried about it. But then we got kids who are, and they solid athletes, but no, to answer your question, I think parents wait till the last minute, and sometimes student athletes wait till the last minute to be like, oh, I can get in. Okay, cool. Well, you keep your 2.1 and we'll see where you go from there.
Right.
But no,
Right.
I mean, and it should be important, like your core classes. That's important. Like, know what classes you need. Like, you need science, math, history, English, but you need, all four, two at the one time. So that's important too. Georgia Tech, you need Georgia history.
And I guess I'm just amazed because a lot of times, one of the things I always tell kids, I'm like, we can find you anywhere. The difference is going to be like you just talked about. When you're an athlete and I don't have to worry about your GPA, that is such a plus, and that's why kids that are on the borderline, I always tell I use this all the time. If you on the borderline and you're not Randy Moss, then I mean, like again,
another direction.
I can find you
right
everywhere, but he gonna have a damn 3.5 or 3.8.
Absolutely.
So that's who I want.
Why would I go after you when I can get, like, we have student athletes here, they good and they got the GPA. So why would I look for somebody like they got a 2.0 gonna struggle? You might be that guy on the field, but I don't have 4 years. The coach doesn't have 4 years to sit here and hold your hand and figure out, dang, he gonna be eligible every semester. No, like when I know I got somebody that could be eligible every semester. Why? I mean, it's time to lock in now in high school. Like, you might think it don't matter now, but like you said, like, we find you anywhere. I can get a 4-star anywhere. But what that GPA look like, you know what I'm saying? Who are you in the community? That's another thing that people don't really touch on. We can get into it, but I mean, I probably don't have time. But
keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
I mean, it's just important. Like, I've been around programs where it's like, okay, you was at the skating rink fighting last week, or was you outside doing community service? Like, that's important. Like, I don't want to come up. The coaches don't want to come to the school, or we got to look at your transcript and see, well, he been suspended this time, he been suspended this time. Like, who you are as a person matters. And I'm gonna tell you, it matters to the point now where when you get drafted, you have draft scouts or scouts coming to me saying, well, how's he in class? They can see the film. They don't need it. I got the film.
I know he can play.
I got it. But what's he like as an all-around person? Again, in high school, while y'all like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm thugging, that all that's irrelevant when you get to college. You can't be a thug in college. Or you know what I'm saying? You have to be some type of substance. So it matters in high school too. Like, if you out partying with your friends, or you really locked in on film, what you doing on the weekends, what you doing in your off time. You trying to figure out your grades in the off time, or you out partying. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can't, hang out with your friends, but you got different goals you're trying to reach.
Time and place. And place. So let's stay with this social media thing for a second, because I know a group that just went through a situation in the high school. They went through a situation where social media got a lot of the kids in trouble, and it's the stuff they put in their stories, and I don't truly think that they're thinking at the moment when they're doing it, and just talk about the ripple effect and like how important social media it is on the college campus, and how much you guys talk about that with recruits.
It is. So most definitely, I'm the feds. My kids will tell you. I be looking.
You feds.
Last weekend, I'm confused. Like, you had a test. Did you take the test? Because you had the red cup in your hand. So I'm confused with the word we were. Like, but it's very important. Like, what you post. Like, I had to do a social media workshop with my freshmen at EKU, and they like, Ms. Danielle, so you telling me I can't have a red cup in my hand? Did you hear me? No, you can't. Like, it's important. Like, your name should not be Westside Get the Money, we all love What's your name? Like, it scares people away. But to answer your question, it's very important on campus because it shows you, like, it's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? When you put that jersey on, it's
Yeah.
not you no more. It's
Right.
not you. Like even in high
Right.
school, but in college, like when you put that GC on, you're no longer Chris. You're now a student athlete from GT. Like
Right. Right.
that's, so it's important because we do different workshops with them because it's like they'll post like they don't, but it's not some stuff makes sure they don't know that they don't. So it's like, okay, we here to teach you because sometimes they'll
Right.
post we out at the club or they out, but everything ain't meant to be seen or shown either. And that's what they don't know. Like y'all posting y'all whole life story and trying to figure out how the coach know because he doing his research too. So it's important that you're mindful of what you're posting because coaches look at that. Like, and not to say like they'll stereotype you or try to say like this is the type of student you are, but it shows your character for sure.
Right.
To me, that's just it's important to me because it's like you posting hooping videos and films, or you posting stuff that we don't really need to see on the weekends.
Right. And it's funny you talk about that red cup. I always tell people the red cup is synonymous with drinking. Like when you got a red Solo cup, it ain't just Coca-Cola in there. It's
okay.
It's something alcoholic.
I do not forget the shades on in the red cup. Okay, and y'all all sitting there posted. Come on, like, come on, like we not
that the double cup, the double white cup. You think you Lil Wayne? Like we know what that means when you double cupped up. You sipping lean. But that's the optics.
For sure. That's what perception is reality. So if I think that you outside, then your coach is gonna think you outside too. And that's to them, it's like, why would I play you when I got maybe my, second string? He out here looking at film, you out here posting, you outside for the weekend when you really supposed to be locked in, coming in from an L, and you ain't really locked in for the next game week.
And Danielle, to that, as a college athlete, as a big time athlete, all of these things, it's not just your friends and family looking at it. It's fans. I always remember, and I won't say what game I was covering, but halftime wanted to go down and I ain't want what they had in the media box, so I'm gonna go down and give me something and just waiting in line, and I hear like these two guys talking. Well, hell, if his ass went in his truck every week with all that loud music, he could focus.
Backyard, that's real, man. So like you have fans who be like, well, sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not the inside people that's telling. It's the outside people.
Yes!
It's the outside people. That's important. That's why, and like I said, man, so everything goes full circle. Like who you are in the community plays a role on who you really are on the field, or how your coaches see you, or how the community views you. So I said it to say like, y'all, the fans looking, like when you go to a store and maybe the card machine not working, you cussing out the register man, or you like, it's cool, like I got another card, or I got Cash App. So yeah, that's you would be surprised at how many times that I've seen a coach be like, hey, I need you to come to my office because this is what I've seen on social media. Twitter tell it all. Like Twitter tell it all. And I'm like, y'all do not have to, everything is not meant to be out there like that. Like people a little secret, but at the end of the day, if you a student athlete, I mean, LeBron, for instance, everybody be so hard on him, but he ain't never in the news for no BS. Him and his wife ain't never arguing on social media. He might have a Ciroc, but he ain't like,
Right.
So that's like you said, social media, that's what tells everything. And that's what they don't understand. Like the red cup, the glasses, the double cup, white double cup. Like,
no. Cause like I said, if I got 2 styrofoam cups, I'm just gonna take one out. I'm just, what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm not Lil Wayne. Like, why?
I got the man out blue glasses, boy. Where is you going? Like, it's daylight. Take them. Like, you in the club with glasses. I don't understand, but that it's hard when you don't. And that's to say, makes it like sometimes they really not taught that though.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Let's double back to high school, because let's specifically talk to high school seniors.
For sure.
As a senior right now, like I say, school just started, season your season just kicked off, but you still have to take this thing serious, because I mean, you about at the finish line. What should seniors be doing right now during this recruiting process?
So does that look like, okay, as far as visits, you got to I would say take every last visit. I don't care if it's your number 5, number 3, start there. As far as that, I think you should destigmatize junior colleges. Again, Macy, I'm going to go back to like take your core classes somewhere else if you ain't on full scholarship and then come back and play. Like people go pro all the time, but people be like, oh, it's a JUCO. And you'll be surprised at the numbers for JUCO. I also say that you really lock in as far as academics. Figure out what your GPA is. If you need help, like ask somebody, ask a counselor there, but make sure you have everything, because what happens is, man, so like you said, they'll get to their last semester and the teacher be like, well, you didn't take history, so you ineligible. Because you know what I'm saying, you don't have those 4 credits, or you don't have credits. So I think it's student athletes in high school, y'all need to start realizing like, okay, what's on my transcript? I should not be the first person to look at your transcript. You should already know what's on your transcript.
Right.
I think you should, when you take your visit, also ask all questions in every aspect. Like I said, ask the coaches, ask the nutritionists, ask your teammates. Hey, what is the vibe here? Like, you know, what y'all doing off season? Do y'all do team building? Or y'all just like, hey, we here for the season and we out. We won't see y'all till, you know, July, whatever the case may be. Know your academic status again. Know your GPA, because if I have people come up here and I'm like, do you know your GPA? How? Like, to me, that doesn't show. And I'm not asking you to know what you want to major in. I'm just asking your major. Like, academics is going to set you apart from the next best thing it is. And some people don't really understand that. Like, it's like, it's whatever. No, academics will make or break the next person. If you, like I said, if you got a 2.7 and he, you know, and you a 4-star, he gonna probably pick the 2.7 4-star over the 2.1 5-star, just because of your, you know, your capabilities in the classroom and on the field.
Right.
So that would be, have an idea, like I said, of what you want to do when you get to me. Don't ask me criminal justice, and we're not a criminal justice school. So just kind of like, I would really start cleaning up my social media. Although if you got a couple, you know, offers now, they done already seen it. But
they've seen it. Trust me, they have seen it, and they look. They like
last week. He already started.
They're like, is this real serious? Like, he can't be serious, man. So text him and tell him.
Well, I'm telling you, I would start cleaning up social media immediately. Because like. I'm telling you, I done seen kids, I done seen coaches be like, nah, we're not looking at him no more because what he put on social media. I think it's important.
Wow. Before we go, I want you to just walk everybody. Like, so you were in charge of basically intake for the freshmen. Freshmen come in. Just kind of walk us through that process when the freshmen arrived, summer, they had workouts, they had classes. Just give everybody an idea of what goes on that week when the freshmen first report.
So you talking about summer? You want to go?
Yeah.
So for Georgia Tech, we do a program. It's called Jumpstart Jacket. So you come in that week. We do different workshops as far as time management, because that's a big one. We get to meet. We take you on scavenger hunts for campus. We do different meals and stuff. We just get to know you for the first part, but it's lock in season for sure, man. Yo, when you get here, like, you about to figure out what workouts really are. You about to figure out like, okay, like who I meet my coaches. Team meetings start the first week. It's no, we gonna wait till August. No, y'all.
Right or not.
Y'all in meetings, because I'm like, here, Jumpstart Jackets from 8 to 1. They like, okay, cool. We got team meetings starting it too. Yeah, like it's go time. It's no time to play. So we get to meet y'all, but on the other hand, you get to meet your teammates. You get to do team meetings. There is no playing. Like, you either gonna win your spot in the summer or you're gonna be on the bench in the fall. But it's not, game time is not in the fall. Game time is in the summer, when you either gonna earn your spot or you're gonna be on the bench in the fall.
Wow. You just talked about some time management. That structure. It's not too much downtime. Like, your time is like from breakfast to workouts to, we pretty much got your day planned out for you.
Absolutely. So when you come in, we have an app called Teamwork. Some people use Teamwork. So you can really, as a person, you can download it now. But what it is you wake up, when you wake up at 5:30, you got wake up, breakfast, workouts class, then you have, me with your academic advisor, then all your classes on there. Then you got team meetings. Then after team meetings, you might have team dinner. So that's very important. Like I said, I've had student athletes here, they play football and they like, the thing, I came in, I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna eat. Boy, you better get them snacks. Or you better you don't have time to go up the hill to Peachtree to parlay. You got to get back down here. You don't have time to go to Peachtree. You don't have time to go to Buckhead and be with the friends and stuff. You got to lock in. So, yeah, I will say it's very more very structure based. You can do what you want to now in high school, but when you get here, you on the coach's time. It ain't no more, I get to do whatever, especially during football season. Everything is on a time, and people know this about me. They're like, "Danielle, you so time structured." Yeah, because that's the way I was a student athlete. So that's the way our lives are built around. They're built around time. 9:30, you got to meet with your advisor. 10 o'clock, you got class. 11 o'clock, you got class. There is, to me, you're gonna have to find planner. That's the real thing. Get a planner now. In high school, if you were a student athlete, write down your assignments, when it's due. Don't write down an assignment. Write down the assignment on when you're going to do it. Because you'll write down the assignment on Friday and be like, it's Friday, I got an assignment due. Why didn't you write down the assignment on when you're supposed to do the assignment, not when you do it? Right. So I think that's very important. Like you said, it's like you said, high school, it's all free game, ha kiki and giggles. When you get to college, it's a business. And now you on daytime. Now you putting in daytime, day work, you on their schedule. So if you're not on their schedule, you better find a way. Bring snacks. Write down everything where you're supposed to be at the right time, because you gotta. You
know what's crazy, Danielle? I can always tell. I'm a people watcher, and I'm just just as a coach, it's just stuff you always you see stuff you don't want to see because that's just how you wired. I can always tell who athletes, who weren't, and a lot of times it's just by how they deal with time.
Time you late, man.
So people who like me, I always got to be somewhere 2 hours early. I have to be early.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when people lollygag in and I'm always like, you didn't play no sports, did you? Why you ask me that? Because you have no concept of time.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I done seen where students that my boys done been in team meeting started at 2. You show up at 1:59. Oh, you know you're not starting this week, right? Coach, what? I said 2 o'clock. You showed up at 1:59. That really means that the meeting started at 2. You got to be there at 1:45. Really? Yeah, you got to be in your seat at 1:45.
To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late.
Right.
That's always been that way. It's always. Listen, I was just watching the Pivot podcast. Okay. And Devontae Adams did a little sit down interview. It was a lady standing right there, hey, and though they were interviewing, they're like, oh yeah, we got to wrap this up because Devontae got to go. Because he was looking at the phone.
It's a time thing.
Hey, now look, I know we agreed to the interview, but I ain't gonna be late this minute.
No, I'm telling you, when it comes to time, because my thing is, and I tell my students all the time, when they late to class, because I do the class check and I pull up. I'm waiting I'm waiting at the door to see if you're coming to class on time. And I don't have no problem telling you, coach, but my thing is, would you show up to practice late? How you do one thing is how you do everything. So would you show up to the game late? No. Would you be unprepared? My shoes not tied, my pads not in for the game? No. So why do you feel the need to show up to class late? Why do you feel the need to show up to my academic meeting late? Okay, cool. How you do one thing is how you do everything. They don't understand that.
You know what I would always say? I would always, athletes who got in trouble and did, I used to be always like, why would you do anything that's gonna take the game away from you?
Come on.
If you love y'all always tell me y'all love this game.
I love the game. Okay.
No, you you like it. You really like it. You don't, because if you love it, I would have to come look for you every day.
You're not for real at this point.
I wouldn't have to come. Man, let's see. He coming to practice. They know.
Y'all hired from Bobo. What? Why he not in practice? Like, I got a class check. If you're on my class checklist, you're not for real about your sport. Because why do I have to class? You're a grown man. Let's be honest, man. So you're a grown man, and then you gotta find I gotta figure out I won't want somebody checking me like that. You don't need to know I'm like. Just know and they be so like it's like y'all be on my back. They be on my neck. Because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. As your starting point guard, like I don't have to check for him because he go to class. Now your coach is sitting here waiting until it's 2:00. Hey coach, how you doing? Because you can't come to class on time.
Life gonna be on your neck too.
Okay.
Life gonna be on your neck. Last thing for you, Danielle. Mm-hmm. How excited is everybody over there on the flats for the Clemson game at the Dome?
Listen, it's up. You know, everybody got his day, so I'm gonna rock with my boys. You know, every dog has his day. So just know the campus up, the city up. We be Clemson. It's in the Mercedes-Benz, 8:00 Labor Day. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. The boys locked in. They like, listen, we gonna make some shake. And let me be honest, you know, we do a couple recruiting. We did some recruiting. So y'all, stay tuned. But Roll Tide was like, it was a rebuilding year. Okay, cool. We rebuilding too over here. So just keep that same energy. All I'm asking, keep that same energy because we rebuilding over here too, and we did what we supposed to do. So it's up though.
Everybody, that's my niece, the great Danielle Lipscomb. She's over there at Georgia Tech doing the damn thing. One more reason I cheer for Georgia Tech and not that team down off 76.
No, it's not Bulldogs, it's not Go Dogs.
I don't fool with them. All I wear is that blue and gold.
Thank you for having me, Maceo.
We're going to do this again soon.
For sure.
Everybody, go Tech.
Period. Together we swarm.
To hell with Georgia. I said it. Everybody, y'all have a good day. Thank you, Danielle.
No, thank you.
Everybody, we're gone.
Peace.